Okay, welcome everybody to a class on irregular verbs. Now I know this is a topic you very often study at a pre-intermediate level. Nonetheless, I wanted to remind you about these forms at an upper intermediate level because I know there are still a lot of mistakes even when people get to an upper intermediate level. It's very easy to make mistakes because, as you will see, it's rather confusing. There are a few different patterns we can look at. But generally speaking, it can be quite confusing. Okay, and then we will go through some very common mistakes, but these are not the only mistakes you see with irregular verbs. There are lots and lots and lots. And I will put a table under the video, which you can also download. Please use that table if you want to check. But of course, you can't learn a language in tables. Nobody has ever learned a foreign language just using tables, memory of tables. You have to learn the verbs in context. I suggest learning them in sentences, in collocations, and that makes your life much easier. And you understand the grammar better when you do things that way. So firstly, you have this pattern. You can see these are the infinitives. These are the past simple forms, and these are the past participles, okay? Sometimes we just say first form for infinitive, second form for past simple, and third form for the participle. You see the participle in present perfect, have done, have gone, have been. You see it in passive, yeah, like something was done, or is being done, was being done. Okay, so that's when you see the participle, but you also see a participle as a non-finite verb, which means that it's got a which means that it doesn't have a subject, it doesn't have a doer. So sometimes participles act as adjectives, that's what I'm saying. But this is the first pattern we see with verbs like come, become and run. They change for the second form, but then the infinitive and the participle are the same. So come, came, come, become, became, become, run, ran, run. Now that is very different from the majority of irregular verbs, which actually fall into this group, which we'll look at in a minute, the fourth type, and the fifth type, this group up here, okay? They're the most common ones, the fourth and the fifth, and we'll do those at the end. But you do get three verbs, I can't think of any more, but maybe you can, which go like this: come, came, come, become, became, become, run, ran, run. And that means there are a lot of mistakes with the third form where people just make it the same as the second form because that's what the fourth type does. You've got first and then the second and third are the same. But that's